Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully, you're doing well because we've got some things to talk about. Some of them fun, some of them not so fun. Welcome to Brad's Bad Show About Games. My name is Brad, and I am not an old man who doesn't understand Twitch. And we will get to him shortly. But we got some funner things to talk about first, such as the arrival of Batman to the island, at least in a way. In the time since the last show, the Batman Zero pack or bundle arrived in the item shop, and after some confusing things about the armored Batman skin that everybody's supposed to get later, and then these bundles coming out along with the free cosmetics that you get for paying for the Batman Fortnite comic or the DC Universe Infinite thing. We finally have some clarity on what exactly is happening. That actually was completely spelled out just in plain language today. So let's talk about that. So what's going to happen is going forward, and I guess this is technically starting with the Batman Zero set, is every 2 weeks for the Batman Fortnite comic, a bundle will be released to correspond with a character from the comic. Now, the first week they didn't do that. They just gave us the bonus was the Harley skin. And they said she will be in the item shop later. And she will, because this is all finalized. Let me pull up the thing. I must find it. But anyway, the second week gave us the Batman bundle. And with it came, of course, the Batman skin, a pickaxe, a loading screen, and the glider. Now, if you got the glider for free, if you got the glider for free, it made the whole bundle much cheaper. So I think from what I saw, if you didn't have the glider, the standard asking price would have been like 3,100 V-Bucks. But the bundle discount was like 2,300. Well, because I had the thing already, the bundle was discounted even further for me to just 900 V-Bucks. That's a good deal. So, I'd say it's definitely worth it to get the comics if you can for the codes. I mean, the story's pretty fun too. But anyway, so Batman's the first of these coming in the shop. Let me see, where was that again? I just had it, I think. Where is it? Or maybe I didn't. Come on, where'd you go? Come on, Twitter, help me out. There it is. Well, they're missing the Harley one, but that's pretty easy. Anyway, the next comic will be the Catwoman Zero outfit. The date here, I'm looking at the Twitter account for Fortnite Leaks and News, so it's @FN Information. I'm going to go check them out. Says that's May 18th, so that's, what is it? A little bit under 2 weeks from now. So the bonus item that comes with the comics is a pickaxe for a Catwoman. So more than likely this will be the same thing where you'll get that pickaxe will be included in her bundle, and if you get that, the bundle will be much cheaper. So that's a good deal there. The fourth comic will bring you Deathstroke, because we already knew Deathstroke was getting a glider, so it just made sense that he was going to be added to the game, and he will be released on June 1st. unlike the other characters, Deathstroke will be completely new to the game because there's already 2 different versions of Batman in the game, 3 with this one, 4 at the end of the whole thing. A Catwoman with a variant, and there's already 2. There's a Harley already in the game with a variant that looks a lot different. It's I think it's the Birds of Prey, and then the standard Harley. What was the other one? Suicide Squad, I guess. So Birds of Prey, I think, and the Harley, the Suicide Squad Harley. Although I couldn't tell you which one is which. But so yeah, Deathstroke coming. That says June 1st, and then I'd assume since the second June date is missing, I would guess that would be, what is that, June 15th maybe, or there's a period in June where it may be a skip. I think it's supposed to be June 22nd though. Not sure entirely, because June is also the month that this season is supposed to end, so who knows how that's going to go. But the Harley skin is supposed to come out, and in that week, I mean, the Harley bundle will be out that at some point mid-June or towards the end of June. But anyway, since the skin is already out, that bundle will be released with a back bling for Harley. That's very similar to the back bling the Joker got from the Last Laugh bundle. And I assume that if you already have the skin and then you get the back bling, that the Harley bundle will be even cheaper. So you could be picking up a very cheap bundle if you already have both of those. So that'll be interesting. And then finally, the final week for the final issue of the Batman Fortnite comics is set for July 6th. And it will come with the armored Batman Zero outfit, which you get for free. It comes along as a bonus if you put in all 6 of the promo codes from the comic. And that week you're supposed to get a Batarang pickaxe, I guess, which is supposed to be for this armored Batman Zero suit. So if you get that, again, you probably get a very, very cheap bundle to get the rest of the pack. Something we did learn, though, is that you can buy the bundles if you're planning to get the comics too. But if you redeem the code, if you get it after you've bought the bundle, you won't get anything. Like, it won't give you an alternate item or anything like that. It won't give you your V-Bucks back. But it will count towards your credit to unlocking the armored Batman Zero outfit as part of that. So, say, like I already had the glider as part of the code. If I had bought the bundle before that and then put the code in, then it would still give me credit for the thing later. So I kind of just repeated myself there. But anyway, so the codes do still have a purpose if you bought the bundle before you put in the code. So if you did decide to do that, then don't throw your code away or give it away. You could still use that unless you're just going to go ahead and buy the armored Batman when it hits the shop, because it's not going to be exclusive either. See, I guess everybody was under the assumption it was going to be exclusive, but then with just how restricted the comics and the DC Universe Infinite service are, like, I think the comics are only available in the U.S., or you have to directly purchase them from the U.S. They're not selling them overseas. So I think some of the non-U.S. folks were saying they were having to wait for their comic to get their code, which does suck, because if, you know, it gives you more, that pushes you, that sort of puts the pressure on you to buy it in the item shop beforehand. And so, I don't know, I guess people who are big enough fans would definitely want the physical comic over that anyway to keep. But anyway, at least now we know how this is working. There's no more, confusion about it. And so I guess that makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, my theory, and I think, it's not just mine, but a lot of people had the idea that there were probably going to be packs released alongside these after they saw the thing about Batman. And that just turns out that we were right. So nice to have that cleared up. But There's also something interesting going on. Just last night, the Food Knights arrived in the item shop. And what's interesting about that is we've gotten now night versions of several characters, and I can't help but wonder if that's leading to something. Are they teasing something or not? Now, before I move on to get to the rest of that point, I do want to say that these characters here do look fun. Like I'm not one to really want them. Like I don't mind the goofy, silly characters, but the burger head, the tomato head, the taco head, just I don't know. You need something else to get me. Like I like Peely because he's a banana. He's a walking banana, and then they gave him a suit. Like that was funny to me. Man Cake is a funny one. But, like, I don't know. I guess it just depends. But these are interesting because there's also, besides these three here, Jules and Raptor also got night versions. I can't remember what the name of the Raptor. It's like Sir Raptor. I'm not even going to try to say what it was. But anyway, and the thing about these knights, especially Jules, is that it looks very, very similar to the Midas Rex skin that we got from the last bundle as well. And remember, within the Fortnite lore, Midas is Jules' dad. So, characters are connected. Midas has been a lingering thought going around the island. I've talked about that several times, I think. How, he was a big deal when he came in. During the last season, if you talk to Bunker Jonesy on the map, he says that he thinks that Midas might have escaped the loop or something like that, or that there might be more than one Midas. The Midas that got eaten in Season 3 may not have been the same Midas. And then remember, Midas came back in Season 4 as part of Fortnitemares. Jules says something about the gold being from her dad during some of her missions or something like that. So there definitely seems to be a connection. Like I think that they're trying to keep Midas in. Like they want you to know Midas is still out there. Like people pointed out, the solid gold variant of Lara Croft, which I haven't gotten yet. I don't know how you're supposed to get that one. I know some people have it, but there are gold variants of Tirana, Raz, and the Spire Assassin that you unlock as the extended rewards of the Battle Pass. So why are they gold? Because the last time we had extended rewards that were golden skins, it was the season they introduced Midas. So that's an interesting idea. Maybe this is a theme being built up to knights. I saw something about one of the missions that came out today for the weekly challenges, that if you find all of the spell books for Raven, she'll say something about what next, dragons. And so maybe Fortnite's going medieval in the next season. That could be interesting. All these knights preparing for that, and maybe dragons on the map. We already got raptors this season. So dinosaurs and then followed by dragons. That would be kind of crazy. Imagine you drop into Fortnite and then there's dragons flying around. Remember, if you remember playing Skyrim, how sometimes dragons would just randomly spawn over you, and then if they saw you, they'd just swoop in and attack. Like, imagine something like that. That would be crazy. The raptors are already challenging enough if you get too close because they're faster than you are, and they'll destroy anything. So that's just something I thought would be fun to talk about. But speaking of things to be revealed in the future, we got some things revealed in the Epic versus Apple court case, which includes a ton of either future skins or future collabs or scrapped collabs. And there were all kinds of different things in there. Let me see if I can find that again. And I'll go through some of the ones that stood out the most. Hold up. Click the wrong person's account. Anyway, I'll try to recall it off the top of my head. But anyway, as you can see from the little image I made here of just some random renders, Samus Aran was one of the collabs they wanted to do. I definitely was hoping for that from the last season when they added Kratos and Master Chief. And everyone was like, okay, so they got a Sony rep, a Microsoft rep, now they need a Nintendo rep. And again, like everybody, like I said too, Nintendo's very, very stubborn about how their characters, they don't want their characters that they own on consoles out, that are not a Nintendo console, which I think is dumb because if you put, like, Fortnite's one of the most popular games in the world, and apparently the court cases also revealed that they've got like 81 million active players. And that they're like more popular now, like they have more players now than ever. So why would you not want to put Samus in this game? But it would have just made sense. And I've said this before. I was super proud of my little fantasy Smash reveal where they show a trailer in Fortnite of Master Chief and Kratos and Jonesy or Peely or whoever fighting each other in Fortnite. Then a rift opens up and takes them all to Smash, and so it serves as you open it in Smash and you show a rift open up and Master Chief steps through. Then after some gameplay footage of Master Chief or trailer or whatever, then Kratos steps through. Then after you do that for Kratos, then you see Jonesy step in, or a bunch of Fortnite characters step in together, and that's the big reveal. Then at the end of that trailer, you see Jonesy, Master Chief, and Kratos and all the Fortnite characters, or however you would have done it, gets pulled back into the portal back to the Fortnite island. And then as the portal's about to close, you see one more figure come through to arrive on the island, and it's Samus. So that's kind of what I really, really wanted to see, was this big, gigantic crossover between these two games that are, the whole appeal is having this multiverse thing. But that didn't pan out. But anyway, hopefully the Samus collab will happen. Again, there doesn't seem to really be any way to tell whether this was just something they wanted to do, something they were trying to do, or something that is actually, a done deal and could happen. Another collab that we saw in there, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, of course. But I can't help but wonder if it was like, would he have appeared as The Rock, or would he have appeared as Dwayne Johnson? Like, does he own the rights to call himself The Rock? And if not, would they have had to like get permission from WWE to use his likeness and like maybe say, if he has a built-in emote, it's like him raising his eyebrow or doing like the where he throws the arm up, whenever he would go out in the ring. Maybe his theme music plays. Certainly the WWE owns that. But that would have been interesting, especially considering the idea that people have that the foundation from the event is either partially or influenced by him, like that design, or or Dwayne Johnson himself may have voiced the foundation for that event. We really don't know, but we do know that there was some weird or not necessarily weird, but random video that The Rock posted where he referred to a specific community, and it had strengthened the force known as the Foundation. So it's a very weird thing for him to post that didn't really make sense. You know, it didn't really have anything to do. It was intentionally vague, and so a lot of people think that it was specifically referring to Fortnite and this character and the event. But anyway, I guess we'll find out there. I guess it would make sense. Especially because The Rock's got a show on right now. LeBron James is another one. There is supposed to be an NBA collab coming soon, so that could be where we see LeBron. And that probably would line up very well with the near release of Space Jam 2. So it wouldn't necessarily be a direct collab with like Space Jam or the Looney Tunes or anything like that, but bringing out LeBron while Space Jam is in theaters is just that's just good timing. It's a good decision to do if this is going to happen. But there is, you know, for him specifically, the NBA thing I think is confirmed for sure. Whether he's a part of it or not, I guess we'll just have to wait to see. And then a fun one here. Apparently, Epic was working to get the rights to use Naruto in Fortnite. There's already the Ninja Run, and we've already gotten 5 anime-style skins in the game. And so it just seems like it was a natural thing that they would probably be looking into licensed anime characters too. Though Naruto being the first one, I guess, is a strange one because they don't have guns in Naruto. They're ninjas. And I guess I don't have a problem with that because I like Naruto. But it just seems to have made more sense to me to go after, say, a well-known gunslinger character like the Cowboy Bebop crew, or Vash the Stampede, or maybe Alucard from Hellsing. I mean, that would have made more sense to me. Revy from Black Lagoon. I mean, there's a whole bunch of characters. Like, I wanted to do a video, you know, proposing an anime battle pass or just different battle pass themes and who would go in it. And the ones I just listed off, you know, like Spike, Vash, Revy, you know, I think all of those would be great skins for the game. And, you know, just imagining you could play a game as Revy where you're shooting at, say, Dr. Doom and LeBron James, and then somebody who's got a skin of The Rock and Samus come running up to back you up. I mean, it's just how crazy this game is. That's why I love it. On top, I just think it's a fun game. But some other ones I didn't have time to put everybody in this image, but some other ones that were notable: Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, Katniss, I think is her name, from the Hunger Games. That would have been a good one for last season. Who else was there? Who else was there? There were some more, but I can't remember who. But yeah, a whole lot of collabs apparently planned or scrapped. I know some that we got in this season or the previous season were scheduled for earlier, but they got pushed back, but they still came. So who knows? Who knows what of these will actually materialize? It's just one of those things where we're just gonna have to wait. But this is some cool news. I'm glad at least that there apparently was an effort to get Samus into this game, because I definitely feel like that would be a cool thing for Nintendo to do, is to allow people, and definitely if this happens, they need to make her not Nintendo exclusive, because one, it doesn't matter if she's exclusive or not. If I'm playing it on my Xbox and somebody's using Samus, I'm going to see Samus while I'm playing my Xbox. So go ahead and let people be able to buy her on whatever console that they're using, you know, and then maybe do the thing where they did with Kratos and Master Chief, and then later with, what's her name, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and you give a bonus alt version to the people who buy it on the Nintendo Switch. You know, But that's all I got for Fortnite today, I guess. Um, just some exciting things to be on the horizon. We've only got about a month left in the season. A month and like 2 days because it's supposed to end June 8th. And today is May 6th that I'm recording this. So not much time left. But one more thing before we go, I'm not gonna put anything up yet. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I'm seeing it. Fortnite is teasing a lot right now. This weird toon skins, these weird toon skins, where it's I think Meowscles, Fish Stick, and Peely, and they look like old cartoons, like the black and white era cartoons where everything is bouncy. Like think Mickey Mouse, think like Felix the Cat, because the toon Meowscles looks like a jacked Felix the Cat. So those will be fun. I want to see more of these like toony skins, like not just like for the anime styles, but also these cartoon characters, which is exactly why I'm still hoping we'll see Peter Griffin. Don't want to give up on that yet. Haven't heard anything about the Peter Griffin's stuff in a while. Hopefully that's not dead. But moving right along. Nintendo dropped a trailer for something fun. I guess it was last night. A game called Game Builder Garage, which allows you to make your own game on the Switch. And it looks like it's a very similar sort of thing to like Mario Maker in the basics, but it is basically a very, very simplified game dev tool that you can use to make your own games. And it sort of plays and shows you how you can like connect features and stuff, how you make a function, and how you can make like it shows this little character here. It shows you how to make the character walk, how to make the character jump. But then it also shows you later clips of games that were made in this tool. And one included like a really weird looking fighting game, a few space shooters. Somebody was playing a card game. So definitely platforming seems like one that'll be a given. But this is interesting to me. Now the deal here that's going to be what could or what may or may not be the deal breaker is how much this is going to cost. Now I would love to if this costs like $60, I may not get it, but I want to see a more in-depth look at this because the sense I get is this looks like a very simple game, but it's one of those weird. It's one of those things where it could be simple, but it gives you tons of. It'll allow you to have the freedom to play around with it enough and to make your games unique enough that they can stand out on their own. So I definitely want to see more of this of Game Builder Garage before I decide, if I'd be willing to buy it or not. But it does look really cool, and it still sucks that Mario Maker 2 is already over. Like, granted, they did give us a lot of cool stuff, and I think that they gave us everything for that game that people wanted. That they wanted more boss options. They wanted a way to string together worlds, and now you can basically make your own Mario game and upload it to the internet and let people play through an entire Mario game if you have time to make that many levels. I think I finished my first world, and then I got focused on trying to build the channel and I never finished it. But I plan on doing that. But this looks fun. Definitely going to keep my eye on this. Now, this is entirely related to games, but it kind of is. But it's apparently been revealed now that in the case of Illumination making their Super Mario Brothers animated film, we found out that Miyamoto is definitely involved, and he is very involved. And apparently, I guess the idea is to let people know he's a big part of the film. And so I think it's going to put a lot of people's minds to rest, that, having Miyamoto there and having him as a core part of the storytelling, of writing the story, making sure the characters are portrayed in ways that, hang on, what's the word I'm looking for? Crap. Anyway, Miyamoto will make sure that the game stays faithful to how Mario and Luigi and all the other characters, are presented within the context of the games. And that should make everybody feel pretty optimistic about this film. But we also found out that Nintendo is apparently open to other animation ideas. And the first thing I thought of course, was a Legend of Zelda anime, which is something I think people have wanted for a long time. And we got that teaser of something like that with the reveal for Palutena for the previous Smash Brothers game, where they did a full anime scene of Pit fighting Link before Palutena shows up, and then at the end it swaps back to the animation and Dark Pit drops in. So that was a nice little teaser of hopefully something to come. It was very nice to see. And but see, there was also that rumor, remember, that supposedly Nintendo was working on some kind of deal, I think maybe with Netflix, to produce a Legend of Zelda series, but the word was they had canceled it, or canceled the plans after the idea got leaked on the internet, which sounds stupid to me. Like, just because people found out you're working on something, maybe it ruins the surprise and the grand show that you were planning to, reveal it at. But that shouldn't be any reason for you to just outright pull the idea and just say, okay, we're not doing this now. So, I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see something. I guess we'll see the Mario Cinematic Universe will be a thing in the future. Oh, boy. Speaking of animation things, I won't spend too long on this, but there was supposed to be a Kingdom Hearts animated feature coming to Disney Plus. Heard nothing about that. I guess that's just sort of floating out there in the information void. Who knows if that's even still a thing anymore? I guess that's just another thing that we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let's get on to the negative story of the day, which comes to us courtesy of Bill Maher. Bill Maher, however you pronounce that name. I think it's Bill Maher. Anyway, he has his little show. And of course, this is just par for the course for him, but he was dunking on anybody who watches people play video games on Twitch, because he says it's an effing waste of time. And he's like, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, why do you care? Why do you care what people do with their free time? Nobody's telling you what you should be doing with your free time. Mostly because I don't think anybody cares about Bill Maher anymore. But it's just, and by the way, I was trying to find a funny picture of him, like, making a goofy face, or him with, like, this big fake frown or something when I was Googling images. And I saw this meme, and I was like, this is the best thing I could do. But, I think I picked the best picture of him. The best Bill Maher image is this one here, with the words included, and I am proud that I made that decision. But anyway, yeah, just... what is this guy's deal, man? It's just every single thing he thinks that anything he doesn't like, he thinks is bad. And it's just, or that people are stupid, like, oh, you want to watch somebody play video games on TV? Or on Twitch? Like, that's stupid. Why would you do that? I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. Like, why does it matter? And why does it matter if it's specifically video games? Like, if people were watching people play video games on TV, would that change his mind? Because that's happened a few times. There's been esports tournaments run on TV before. On ESPN. Disney had gaming shows for a while. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen is somebody playing Spyro the Dragon on a Disney channel with the Disney little logo in the corner. And then whoever it was that was playing it dropped an F-bomb, so they had to put in a funny censor. So yes, there has been an F-bomb dropped on Disney, and it was funny, and it was thanks to Spyro the Dragon. But yeah, would that change his mind? Or what about talk shows? I mean, that's the thing that gets me is like, what he runs a show where he just talks to people. That's his career. He gets paid to sit and talk to people. So what is he complaining about people wanting to watch somebody play a video game? Like, somebody playing a video game is doing more than this guy is. And by the way, as I yes, I still do it too. I know I primarily associate Twitch with video games, but that's not the only thing on Twitch. That's not the only kind of show that people stream on Twitch. Some people host podcasts there. Some people do cooking shows on Twitch. I believe Max from Yo Video Games, I think his wife does a cooking show there. I think some people do like news stuff. It's just you can do pretty much anything. It's just a streaming service. You can stream whatever you want. I'm sure they do like there's like I know that some of them are controversy, but like the body painters do that. I think that musicians stream there too. I mean, it's not just video games, even though I would still say that it primarily is. But again, why does it matter? Who cares what people are? Who cares how people are spending their free time if that's the way they want to spend it? Nobody's telling this dude what to do, and you could just as easily say people are wasting. It's a waste of time for people to watch this guy because he's ancient. He's been old ever since I was a kid, and now I'm old. But I can't stand it. And I guess it's just mostly just because he's just such a smug jerk. And he's just probably one of the most unlikable dudes on the planet. And just in terms of like people who, as far as, like politicians are all scum and there's war and they have real power. But just in terms of just like a personality that people are aware of, I just unlikable guy. You could see in his face. You could see. I mean, you could practically make out the words on his forehead. It says, "I'm better than you." I mean, it's just the whole vibe I get from this guy, and I just can't stand it. But of course, like this is what happens. These big celebrity type people, they look down on video games, even though video games are one of the most profitable industries in the world. I mean, millions and millions of dollars. I think the games industry was one of the very few that actually benefited or actually grew and made money through the pandemic. They didn't suffer. People stayed home and decided to buy bunches of video games to play while they were at home. And lots of people play video games. I just don't get it. It's just these people with a sense of superiority over everyone else. He's got to flaunt it, and he does it while sort of being a hypocrite because he literally hosts just a talk show where people watch him talk. But anyway, no use in spending any more time on this guy than that. But that is the end of the show. Don't really have anything else to talk about. There's not really been a whole lot going on. The only other thing I could think to mention is apparently today, Sega announced they will have something for E3. So that'll be interesting. Getting close. I'm super excited about E3. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Like, I don't know if I talked about this before. Might chop up the E3 days for each, but... Like you may do I do Nintendo one day, then focus on this, but probably it depends on just how much is announced that I'm excited for personally. I'll figure that out when the time comes. But until then, I hope you'll go check out some of my other videos and stuff, trying to get all these things going. I currently have all of today. I think the final video from the base game of Pokemon Sword should be out of where you take the final battle against Top after you have both captured Zamazenta and Zacian. And then from there, the Isle of Armor will come at some point. But before that, the very next thing that's going to come out in its entirety will be my playthrough of Super Mario 64. So I'm excited to get that up. And I'm just trying to get stuff up. So I hope you guys will go check that stuff out. Like and subscribe. And we will see you for the next big games information dump, whenever that is. Later.